Hey my LimbO Line, LimbO here, and I am back, of course, with another video for you guys, and I'm so excited to go ahead and hop onto it. So if y'all saw the title to this video, it's because you all want to know the guide for working breastfeeding mothers so that you can be able to pump successfully at work and not have any complications or anything dealing with that. So welcome to this video, and I'm so excited to be bringing it to you guys. But before we get started, as always, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you hit that little post notification bell button that's down there so that you can be notified every time that I post a new video. And welcome to LimbO. Now, before we get started, I know you guys peeping the beanie, and even though it's not necessarily cold, it's cold in here, so that's why I'm wearing it. But I received this beanie from thebossbabes.com, and it says Girl Gang on it, and I think it's so cute. If you all want to check out some of their merchandise that they have, their company basically is all about empowering women, making sure that we uplift each other. But yeah, so this beanie I received from them, and like I said, it says Girl Gang. I'm in love with. I just feel like this is something that I can rock whenever, even if it is summertime, but when it gets cool or something like that, or with my hairstyle different. You know, normally I rock my fro. Today I have an asymmetrical bob going on for y'all, and I love this beanie with it, so it is so cute for that. But I'm going to make sure that I put down all the details in the description box down below for you all if you all are interested in checking out their website. Now, if you do check out their website and you do decide to get something, I got you, sis. I got a code for you. You can get 30% off if you use my code. It's belindaful.melanin19, and I'm gonna make sure that I have that for you all as well. And speaking of belindaful.melanin19, that is my Instagram as well, you guys. If y'all didn't know, your girl got an Instagram too. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into this pumping game thing, okay? Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so with pumping in the workplace, as you all know, I do work and I still pump successfully for my baby so that her dad and me can both have a stash of milk available for her whenever I'm not able to physically feed her. So with that, I want to make sure that I give you all every little detail that y'all need to know, basically like a little guide to successfully pumping at the workplace. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing that I have for you guys on that topic is make sure that you're familiar with your rights as a breastfeeding mom. When I say that, there's actually a federal law in place for nursing moms when it comes down to pumping at work. And have my notes as always, y'all. So I actually looked it up so that I could be able to give y'all a better understanding of what it is, so you all can know what you have the right for, because some of us really don't know that we have that right when it comes down to breastfeeding our baby or pumping at work so that we can have milk for our baby. And a lot of people don't know that you have that right. So we're about to make sure that you all are in the know of that. So it's basically called the Wage and Hour Fact Sheet number 73, which is called Break Time for Nursing Mothers. And it is a federal law. And with it being a federal law, it states in there that your employer is to provide, it's mandatory. They are to provide a reasonable break time for you to pump for 1 year after your baby is born so that you can pump when you need to. And we all already know, as a breastfeeding mom, if you don't pump or do something to release that milk, you're going to leak. And who wants that when they're in their work clothes or uniform? For me personally, I wear a uniform. Don't need for that to happen. So it's good to know that. So they're supposed to provide a reasonable break time for you for 1 year after your baby is born, okay? Along with that, they are supposed to provide a place for you to be able to pump comfortably. Now, when I say comfortably, I mean comfortably, okay? And when I say that, what I mean is if they try to offer you the bathroom, no, that's a no-go. Matter of fact, even in the law, it says provide a place other than the bathroom. So no, the bathroom is a no-go. If your boss tries to offer you the bathroom, no sir, no ma'am. That's not what my rights are. That's not what the law says, because I'm supposed to be able to have a shielded area that is shielded from view and from the public so that you can pump comfortable as possible, because it's already kind of uncomfortable having to pump at work as it is. But they're supposed to provide a shielded place where no one can come in, no one can intrude, none of that, so that you can be able to pump whenever you need to pump. So they're supposed to make sure that they provide that for you. Whenever you need to pump, they're supposed to allow you that break time to go and pump, okay? So if you didn't know that, now you know. So with that, by you being familiar with those rights as well, the thing with that is that with you being familiar with that, you'll be able to provide information or facts to your employer without being blindsided to what they try to tell you, and that way it can prevent complications for you and your employer, so that your employer can know, oh, she knows her rights, she knows what's going on. So yeah, just make sure that you guys, if you get a chance, check out that federal law for nursing moms, so that you can be familiar with that if the time ever comes for you to have to go back to work and you need to find a place to pump and you're getting a hard time with it. Just make sure you're familiar with that right, so that you can go ahead and squash all of that, okay? All right, so next for you, I have select a pumping schedule for work. That is very important. Select the pumping schedule for work, because at the end of the day, yes, you have the right to pump, but you can't just go, like, let's say you're taking advantage of it, so you're trying to go every hour to so-called pump. No, you have to set a schedule for pumping. Me personally, I work 12 hours, and right now I'm on night shift, but during the day or whether nighttime, whichever shift I'm on, I work 12 hours, either way it goes. So within that 12 hours, I pump every 4 hours. So that means I pump at least 3 times throughout my 12 hours of being at work. So with me doing that, that's still giving me time to pump, and that's also not taking away any work time that my boss or my supervisor needs me to do, because I'm back and I'm not taking like hour after hour after hour. It's every 4 hours. So that's how I decide to do mine. Now with my every 4 hours, I do 20 minutes. That's what I do. 4 hours every 20 minutes. 20 minutes for every 4 hours. That's what I do. And that works for me. It keeps my milk supply up and going, and it's also keeping me relieved at work, so that I don't have to worry about leaking, I don't have to worry about hurting, all that good stuff. So make sure that you set yourself a good pumping schedule, okay? Y'all got it? Good. Next thing, next that I have for you all is have a bag for transporting your pumping material. Now that's important to me only because of privacy reasons. Me personally, I have the LimbO brand. If you go to my video about products, you'll see the different pumping, well, the Medela and the LimbO brand. I have the LimbO brand electric pump, and with that electric pump, it came with a tote bag actually for me to be able to put all my stuff in and zip up the bag. So it's easy for me to put that in there, and I just take it to work. It's pretty much like a little tote bag, and I take it to work without anybody being able to see, you know, what I have in my bag. And to me, that just gives me a comfort of privacy. So that's why I said make sure that you have a good, you know, a good little bag or some type of storage thing to put your pumping material in, so you just won't be walking in with your pump and stuff, you know, like make sure you have something to put it in, okay? So that is important, especially if you care about your privacy the way I do, okay? Next thing that I have for you all is to make sure you have storage bags for your milk. Now, I can't stress that enough. Make sure you have storage bags for your milk. The reason being is because what are you going to put your milk in? You need something to put your milk in. So make sure that you have storage bags, and make sure that you always stay on point with making sure that you have some in your bag that you're keeping all your pumping material in. Make sure that you have that. I always get the 100 count of storage bags. I always get the 100 count, and then I also get a 25 count, so that I can have a backup if I run out of my 100 count before I even realize it and I can't go to a store. Like as of right now, yesterday I was at work, I used my last 2 bags, so I have to go to the store before I go back to work and make sure that I have some more bags so that I can pump. So I usually don't slip up like that, you know what I'm saying? I usually don't slip up like that, but it caught me this time. So just make sure that you have your storage bag so that you can have something to put it in, and you won't be worried about what you're going to do about that. And it's very convenient. It's easy to just store away while you're at work by having a pumping bag, because it doesn't take up that much space to have storage bags. So make sure that you purchase that, sis. That will really help you out, okay? The next thing that I have for you is to have storage plans for your pumped milk. When I say that, make sure that you know what you want to do with it after you finish pumping, because your milk can't just sit out for 8 hours or 12 hours and still be good. That's not going to happen. A lot of times when you leave milk out after you've pumped it, it's still good for 4 hours. After that, is not good. So if you're working an 8-hour or 12-hour like me, you can't do that. You need to have some place to put it. Me personally, I have my personal cooler, and I put ice packs in there that I have, and that's what I put my storage bags in after I finish pumping. But we also have a refrigerator freezer combo type of thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about, freezer and refrigerator thing. We also have that at my job as well. So if I didn't have a cooler, I could have put it in there until I get off work, and then, you know, take it, bring it on home. But because I know that I'm forgetful sometimes, I made sure that I had my own personal cooler. That way I could just store it in there, and when it's time to go home, I could just pick up my stuff and go home without having to worry about forgetting my milk there or anything like that. So just make sure that you have a good storage plan for your pump milk once you know, decide that that's what you want to do, okay? The next thing that I have for you all after that is to find a private area for no interruptions. So that correlates with your employer making sure that you have a place that is shielded where people can't come in or intrude in and stuff like that. But if you want to kind of like take your own liberty of trying to find a place on your own and then getting the approval from your supervisor or your boss or whoever to make sure that it's okay for you to go in that particular area, you can do that as well, because it's about your comfort and your privacy, how you feel. So if they're okay with the spot that you chose, then you good to go. So if you want to go ahead and try to look for a spot, that's what I did. I looked around our facility to see where I would think that it would be the most secluded place, the most safest place where no one can just walk in or barge in, so that I can have as much privacy as needed for those 20 minutes that I needed for. And it worked out for me. And all I did was just ask my supervisor about it, and he gave me the okay, and that was it. We was good to go. So make sure that you have a place that you have in mind that you want to go ahead and do your little pumping thing at, okay? So that's very, very important, because I'm pretty sure you don't want no one to walk in on you. So make sure that you guys do that, okay? The next thing that I have for you guys is to keep pumps clean. Keep pumps clean. That is very important. You want to make sure that you keep your pumps clean. Me personally, I wash my pumps when I'm home before I go to work. And I go ahead and do my 3 pumps. And after I do my 3 pumps, I wash my pumps again at work. And then I come on home and I rinse them out again before going back to work. So that's my process of cleaning up my pump, to make sure that it's as clean as it could possibly get, you know, with all the tubings and stuff. So that's what I do personally. You can figure out what method or what strategy you need to use to make sure that you keep your pump as clean as you would like for it to be, but that's pretty much what I do, and it's worked for me so far, and that's what I'm going to keep on doing for these 3 more months that I have left until my year is up. So make sure that you guys figure out what you want to do, and make sure that you keep that pump clean, because if you don't, milk is trapped in your pump. Like some of your milk drops do get trapped in your pump. So when you do that, me personally, when I take the cap off of my electric pump, if I don't clean it and I lift up the filter, the little rubber filter that they have on there, I will see like the string of the milk. So it gets like a slimy type of thing. That's not cute, sis. You don't want that, okay? So let's keep it clean, okay? Let's just keep the pumps clean, because you don't want to not clean it, then you pump again without cleaning it, and you know that just means that that old milk is ew. No, let's just keep our pumps clean, okay? If y'all don't remember nothing else, keep your pumps clean. All right, good. Next thing. So the last thing that I have for you guys is to make sure that you store your milk in a refrigerator or freezer when you arrive home. So me personally, I always store mine directly in the freezer. I typically don't put it in the refrigerator unless her dad says that he's going to want to use it when he gets home with her. Then I'll just leave it in the refrigerator so he don't have to worry about thawing it out. But typically, on a typical day, I put it straight in the freezer. And I do that as soon as I get home. As soon as I get home and I have her, I automatically just store it in the freezer, go on about my day. That's exactly how I work that out. So figure out how y'all want to do that, but the freezer is always going to be the best thing, because that's where your milk lasts the longest. If you keep it in the refrigerator, it'll last for 3 days, versus if you keep it in the freezer, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it lasts for up to 6 months. So make sure that you figure out what you want to do when it comes down to that, okay? Just make sure that you store it. The most important part is that you're storing it so that your baby can have it. That's the most important thing. Okay, guys, so that is all that I have for you all today. I know that this was kind of a short video today, but pumping in the workplace, it's really not much to tell about it. It's just, you know, a small little guide just for, you know, anything that you might have had questions about. And if you feel like I missed anything, put it in the comments down below. Feel free. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe that I hit everything that you need for the workplace. So just figure out what works for you, sis. But at the end of the day, you not have a guide because I just gave you the guide. And just make sure that you all continue with this journey. Y'all know that I'm here with y'all. I'm pushing y'all. I'm motivating y'all. Y'all know that I'm here, and y'all know what my motto is. We ain't no quitters, okay? We're gonna make it to our mark that we want to make it to. Y'all already know what mine is. It is 1 year. So go ahead and make y'all goal. If y'all already made y'all goal, comment that down below. I would love to know what your goals are and how y'all are doing with it so far. I really would. Make sure again that you like. It won't hurt you. Comment, that won't hurt you either. And subscribe, that definitely won't hurt you. And also make sure that you hit that bell notification button so that you can be notified every time that I post a video. As always, stay blessed. Bye.